Welcome back to another episode of Big Bear Boxing Squad, episode number 28. The conversation I want to get into today is about Terence Crawford. Is Terence Crawford truly burning down too many bridges, or does he have a trick up his sleeve for the media and fans? Let's get into the conversation.
Shown up recently of all the top welterweights, and you commented like, look, what are we doing here? I beat several of the guys on this graphic. Can we be done with everybody else but Terence Crawford? Can we just do Errol Spence versus Terence Crawford?
I mean, that could happen. We got to see how it goes. But, you know, like I said, I can move up to 160 and fight Canelo Alvarez.
Look, I want to get to that, but there's always going to be questions until you and Crawford fight. How optimistic, if at all, are you that you can get Crawford in 2021?
I think it could happen. I mean, just for, you know, Al and the Bow to sit down and, you know, for Bow to start lying. So we'll see. But I think it definitely could happen next year. They just got to sit down and talk and, you know, go over numbers and things like that. But it definitely could happen. But like I said, I'm the big dog at the welterweight division. And he gotta take a back seat and take that 60-40 or 70-30, wherever we give him.
Well, you've talked about the limited amount of time you have left at 147. You're a big guy. You're eventually going to move up in weight. You've made comments that you would like to face Canelo Alvarez at some point. He's fighting tonight at 168. He said, hey, I'm interested in Errol Spence. What do you think of that fight?
I think it's a great fight, especially at 160. I'm a guy that, you know, sucks down at 147.
I'm kind of tired of all this talking and everything. I'm just going to tell you this. I'm going to knock him out. That's all it is to it, and that's the bottom line. I'm going to knock him out, and he will not be the beast no more. And this man, I will end his career for him.
You better get your popcorn and your beers and find your seat real quick, because this fight don't necessarily have to go 12 rounds, because I'm out there to rip his head off. I got H-U-R-T written in my mind. That means I'm going to destruct and destroy.
I realize now what they want to see. Every championship fight, they want to see a knockout. They want to see somebody knocked down. They want to see somebody beat up. So, hey, they're talking to Marvin Hagler. They're talking to the right man.
You know how there's no shortcuts to success, okay? But at the end of the line, there's always a stop sign. And if I had to go straight, I had to go there. There's the stop sign. So, Julie, you're going to still meet the same point at that time. And that's the way I see it. Because just like Joe Louis says, you can run, you can hide, but them shortcuts, sooner or later, you just ducked a couple, but you're still going to have the same whooping.
Marvelous. You'd be forced to say it. You'd be forced to write it. But I think it also speaks to the issue of a sort of inner voice that was diminished, and sort of lack of self-esteem, and a real feeling that he wasn't getting what he deserved.
Marvin Hagler's attitude that the boxing establishment was always against him and wanted to win, it was mostly paranoid.
People loved him. Fans adored him. They admired him. Marvin was so insecure about things. For some reason, he was like a horse. Blinders on. You didn't see that. But it was out there. It was always out there. He just never.
So I couldn't wait to do this video. I think it's very important that to me, I think doing this video to explain how I see the, what's going on with Terence Crawford. I think Terence Crawford, like I always say, each and every video I do a video on him. I'm a big fan of his. I think he's a terrific boxer. He's one of a kind in a generation. From everything that he's accomplished and everything like that, man, he's top dog. He's number one pound for pound for a reason. But a lot of you guys probably trying to figure out why did I put Marvin Hagler clip in there. It's for a lot of different reasons. His situation, Marvin Hagler, I've seen documentaries on him when they said, he didn't get the respect in the sport of boxing like he should. Both of those guys, Terence Crawford and Marvin Hagler, are they named. The reason why we remember their names is because how great they are. Don't ever forget that anytime that you got anybody in your life or whatever, man, if you can remember somebody's name, a lot of times they did something worth remembering. And I think that's what Terence Crawford is leaving the legacy. He deserves the respect, and I think he's getting the respect. I think a lot of people, the biggest thing I got on Terence Crawford is the people that he's faced, and that's not so much as his fault. He took what he could get with the promotional company that he had, and I'm glad to see him walk away from that promotional company too. But as far as burning bridges and stuff, man, I can see it a couple different ways. I can see yeah, and I can say no. I can say yes because a lot of times, man, say Floyd Mayweather call you up, or somebody big like that call, somebody that's been there, done that, especially with the business of boxing. Somebody call you up and say, hey man, let's have a conversation. You don't have to sign with that person. You don't have to agree with everything they say, but man, when you're talking to another legend, I think a lot of times you take those conversations. I think a lot of times you embrace those, those calls and meetings and stuff like that. When Al Heyman call you up, you see how much those fighters are getting paid. And that's kind of what it boils down to. You do want to leave a big legacy, but you also want to get paid. And a lot of guys that's working with Al Heyman, man, if you take this, man, look at the Canelo situation. What is Canelo doing right now? He getting offers for $50 million from Al Heyman. So is Terence Crawford looking past all that stuff? Is he not paying attention? Because what I see on just from a fan of boxing and my point of view, I think a lot of guys are moving around Terence Crawford. I think all the guys that he want to face, they get bigger fights than what he's getting. Look at Errol Spence. You see the clip at the beginning. I don't think these guys are scared to fight each other. I think they want to fight each other. But man, if you look at a business, man, it's like going to McDonald's or Burger King. One got to sell, one don't. Which one you going to? The one with the sale, the one that's doing better business, the one that the food tastes better. No matter what restaurant you go to, even though I don't like neither restaurant, but that was just my analogy on the situation. But I think that, like I say, man, I think that a lot of guys are moving around Terence Crawford, and their business is better than Terence Crawford. That's facts. That's no way that you could put that differently. I think that they're doing a whole lot better than Terence Crawford when it comes to the business side of boxing. I think that you like I said, you take those conversations, because when you want to resort back to those conversations, them conversations ain't gonna be there. Like I say, I do business on the outside of boxing, so I understand business from my point of view. I don't always make the right decisions. I have worked with people, and they don't, sometimes things happens and you got to go your separate ways. But it's how you handle it. That's what keeps that door open versus cussing somebody out, going crazy. And it feels like that's what Terence Crawford is doing a little bit. Not to say, he is, maybe he got a bigger plan in place than what we think. As a fan, I want to see nothing but the best from him. I want to see him face off against Errol Spence and Jermell Charlo, the people that he's calling out. But he's never going to get these fights if you don't take those conversations, because, like I say, Terence Crawford, you're not going to get any younger than what you are. You're going to get older. You're going to take too much, working out and doing all that stuff, man. It takes a toll on your body. So, like I say, the business of boxing on Terence Crawford's side is looking bad, and it does look like he's burning a lot of bridges. He should be a bigger star, and he still had the craziest thing about it is he still has time to be a big star. But if you keep on turning down these people that's asking, hey, Terence Crawford, come talk to me, you keep doing that, you're gonna find yourself by yourself. But I wish nothing but the best for Terence Crawford. But let me know what you think down in the comments below about this topic, and your thoughts on the overall situation with Terence Crawford. Is he burning down too many bridges? Let me know in the comments. That's going to conclude another episode of Big Bear Boxing Squad, episode number 28. Let me know what you think down in the comments below about this topic and all the other topics that I'm bringing up. If you want to see what I'm wearing, shoptati.com. Follow me on all social media platforms that I'm currently on. Links will be down in the descriptions below. Just want to thank you guys. Currently sitting at 114. Just want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for coming to my channel, supporting, the sport of boxing. That's what this channel is all about, conversation and supporting the sport of boxing. It can't get no simpler than that. And just for my channel growing so fast, it's unbelievable. And I just want to thank you guys. I want to keep putting out the best content that I could possibly give you guys. For for new subscribers, I do post twice a day. I do post old school videos, documentaries. I will get more documentaries up on my channel, but I do post those two things at 12:30, and I also post every single day my premiere videos at 6:30. So please go check both out. Make sure you hit that like bell, notification bell, and the subscribe button. That way we can make the conversation even bigger. But that's going to cut it for this video. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Big Bear Boxing Squad.